Are there limits to judicial review powers in the U.S. legal system? The concept of judicial review is a cornerstone of the United States legal system, allowing courts to evaluate the constitutionality of legislative and executive actions. However, this power is not without its boundaries. Understanding these limits is crucial for grasping how the judicial branch interacts with the other branches of government. One primary limitation of judicial review stems from the principle of standing. This principle requires that a party bringing a case must demonstrate a sufficient connection to the law or action challenged. Without standing, courts will not hear a case, thereby restricting the scope of judicial review to those who can show direct harm or injury. Another significant limit is the political question doctrine. This doctrine holds that certain issues are more appropriately addressed by the legislative or executive branches rather than the judiciary. For example, matters involving foreign relations or the conduct of or are often deemed political questions, leaving them outside the purview of judicial review. Courts typically refrain from intervening in these areas to respect the separation of powers established by the Constitution. Additionally, the doctrine of precedent plays a crucial role in shaping the limits of judicial review. Courts are bound by previous decisions made by higher courts within the same jurisdiction. This adherence to established case law ensures consistency and stability in legal interpretations, but can also restrict the ability of courts to overturn laws or executive actions, even if they may be deemed unconstitutional. Moreover, the scope of judicial review is influenced by the concept of deference. Courts often show deference to the legislative and executive branches, particularly in matters involving economic regulation and social policy. This deference acknowledges that elected officials may have greater expertise and accountability in these areas, thus limiting the judiciary's role in second-guessing their decisions. Lastly, the United States Supreme Court, as the highest court in the land, has the ultimate authority in interpreting the Constitution. However, its decisions can be overturned by constitutional amendments or subsequent legislation, which serves as a check on its power. This dynamic illustrates that while judicial review is a powerful tool, it operates within a framework of checks and balances designed to prevent any one branch of government from becoming too powerful. In summary, while judicial review is a vital mechanism for upholding constitutional principles, it is subject to various limitations, including standing, the political question doctrine, adherence to precedent, deference to other branches, and the potential for legislative or constitutional changes. Understanding these boundaries helps clarify the role of the judiciary in the broader context of the United States legal system.